Applying for a student visa in Canada can feel like navigating a maze for the first time. It's not just about filling out forms. It's about presenting yourself as a credible student who is committed to pursuing education in one of the world's most welcoming and high-quality educational environments. Canada has become one of the most sought-after destinations for international students due to its high-quality universities, cultural diversity, and post-graduation opportunities. However, to study in Canada legally, obtaining a Canadian student visa, officially known as a study permit, is mandatory. The process may appear complicated, but with proper guidance and careful preparation, it becomes manageable and straightforward. This guide will walk you through everything you need to know, from eligibility criteria to document preparation, application submission, interview tips, and post-approval steps. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for successfully applying for a Canadian student visa. Before we dive into the step-by-step process, it's crucial to understand the importance of a study permit. The Canadian study permit is not just a piece of paper. It is your legal authorization to live and study in Canada for a specified period. It also plays a significant role in your future immigration options, such as applying for a post-graduation work permit, PGWP, and eventually permanent residency if you wish. Therefore, approaching your application with diligence and accuracy is essential. Any mistake or incomplete information could lead to delays or even rejections, which can disrupt your educational plans and future opportunities. The first step in obtaining a Canadian student visa is determining your eligibility. Canadian immigration authorities have clear criteria that every applicant must meet. The basic requirements include having an acceptance letter from a recognized Canadian educational institution, proof of sufficient funds to cover tuition fees and living expenses, a clean criminal record, and good health. The acceptance letter, often from a university, college, or a language training program, is fundamental because it proves that you are a legitimate student intending to study in Canada. Without this, your application cannot proceed. Financial preparedness is equally crucial. Canadian authorities want to ensure that international students can support themselves without relying on public funds. Proof of funds can include bank statements, scholarship letters, education loans, or financial support letters from parents or sponsors. Typically, you need to demonstrate that you have enough money to cover tuition fees plus living expenses for at least 1 year. For instance, living costs vary depending on the city, but generally, an average student should budget around CAD 10,000 to CAD 15,000 annually, in addition to tuition. Providing clear and genuine proof of finances significantly increases the chances of visa approval. Health and character requirements are also part of the eligibility criteria. You may be required to undergo a medical examination by a panel physician approved by the Canadian government, especially if you plan to stay for more than 6 months. Additionally, a police clearance certificate may be requested to prove that you have no criminal record. These steps are not just formalities. They ensure that Canada remains a safe and healthy environment for both residents and international students. Once you have determined eligibility, the next step is preparing your application documents. A complete and organized application is critical for smooth processing. Core documents include the completed visa application form, the acceptance letter from the Canadian institution, a valid passport, financial documents, passport-sized photographs, proof of payment for the application fee, and any additional supporting documents such as language proficiency test results or academic transcripts. Accuracy in filling out forms and ensuring consistency across all documents is essential. Discrepancies, missing information, or unclear documentation are common reasons for visa rejections. One of the critical components of your application is the Statement of Purpose, SOP, or Letter of Explanation. This document is your chance to tell the visa officer why you want to study in Canada, why you chose a particular program, and how it fits into your long-term career goals. A well-written SOP demonstrates your genuine intent to study and return to your home country after completing your education if you do not have immediate immigration plans. Avoid generic statements or cliches. Be clear, honest, and concise while showcasing your academic and personal motivations. Language proficiency is another vital aspect. Most Canadian institutions require proof of English or French language skills, depending on the region of study. Commonly accepted tests include IELTS, TOEFL, or CELPIP for English and TEF, or TCF for French. The required scores vary by institution and program, so it's essential to check the specific requirements before submitting your visa application. Strong language test scores not only improve your chances of admission, but also strengthen your student visa application by proving your ability to succeed academically in Canada. After preparing all the necessary documents, the next step is submitting your application. Canada offers two main methods: online application through the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) website, or paper application submitted to the nearest visa application center. Online submission is faster, more convenient, and allows you to track your application in real time. However, paper applications are still accepted in some regions and may be preferable for applicants with limited internet access or technical issues. During submission, ensure that all documents are uploaded clearly and legibly. Scanned copies should be in the correct format, and original documents should be available for verification if requested. Once the application is submitted, you will receive a confirmation and a unique client identifier, UCI, or application number. This number allows you to track your application status on the IRCC website. Processing times vary depending on the country of application, time of year, and complexity of the case. On average, it takes about 4 to 12 weeks for most applications to be processed. During this time, you may be asked to provide additional information or attend an interview. Promptly responding to such requests is crucial to avoid unnecessary delays. Biometrics and interviews are often part of the Canadian student visa process. Biometrics include fingerprints and photographs and are generally required for applicants from most countries. The biometrics appointment is usually scheduled at a local visa application center, VAC. Interviews are less common but may be requested if the visa officer needs more clarity on your application, such as your study plans or financial situation. Preparing for a potential interview involves reviewing your SOP, understanding your chosen program, and being ready to explain why studying in Canada is the right choice for you. Confidence and clarity are key during interviews. Honesty and consistency in your answers can make a significant difference. One of the most critical considerations is choosing the right program and institution in Canada. Canada has over 100 universities and numerous colleges offering a wide variety of programs. While popular fields include engineering, business, IT, health sciences, and social sciences, you should choose a program aligned with your academic background and career goals. Selecting a reputable institution not only enhances your education, but also strengthens your visa application. Visa officers often consider the credibility of the institution and program when evaluating applications, so choosing recognized and accredited schools is advisable. Understanding the cost of education in Canada is also important. Tuition fees vary widely depending on the program and institution. Undergraduate programs typically range from CAD $15,000 to CAD $35,000 per year, while graduate programs may cost between CAD $13,000 to CAD $50,000 annually. In addition to tuition, you must budget for living expenses, health insurance, books, transportation, and other personal costs. Many Canadian institutions provide financial aid, scholarships, or work-study options to international students. Applying for scholarships not only eases financial pressure, but also demonstrates financial responsibility in your visa application. Health insurance is mandatory for all international students in Canada. Most provinces provide coverage under their provincial health plans, but some require students to purchase private insurance. Health insurance protects you against unexpected medical expenses and ensures compliance with visa requirements. Failure to have adequate coverage can lead to serious complications, including visa issues or denial of entry. After submitting your application, it is important to monitor your status and respond promptly to any requests from IRCC. You may receive a letter asking for additional documents, updated financial information, or clarification on your study plan. Treat these requests seriously. Failure to respond in a timely manner may lead to application delays or refusal. Patience is key during this period, as the Canadian visa process can be meticulous and thorough. If your application is approved, you will receive a letter of introduction and, if required, a temporary resident visa, TRV, or electronic travel authorization, ETA, depending on your nationality. The letter of introduction is not the actual study permit, but must be presented upon arrival in Canada. The border officer will issue your official study permit at the port of entry. Ensure that you carry all relevant documents, including your passport, acceptance letter, proof of funds, and health insurance. Having organized documents ready for inspection can make your entry process smoother and stress-free. Once in Canada, adhere to the conditions of your study permit. These include attending classes regularly, maintaining satisfactory academic performance, and abiding by Canadian laws. Failure to comply with these conditions can result in permit revocation. Additionally, your study permit may allow you to work part-time during studies and full-time during scheduled breaks. This work authorization is an excellent way to gain Canadian work experience and support your living expenses. Planning for post-graduation opportunities is also essential. Canada offers a post-graduation work permit program, PGWPP, which allows eligible graduates to work in Canada after completing their studies. The duration of the work permit depends on the length of your program, usually ranging from 1 to 3 years. Gaining work experience in Canada can be a stepping stone for permanent residency under programs like the Canadian Experience Class, CEC. Therefore, treating your study period strategically, including academics and networking, is vital for long-term success. It is also advisable to maintain strong ties to your home country during your studies, especially if you intend to return after graduation. Ties can include family, property, or professional commitments. Demonstrating these connections in your visa application helps prove your genuine intent to study and comply with immigration rules. Even if your long-term goal involves staying in Canada, maintaining honesty in your initial application is crucial for credibility. Several common mistakes can jeopardize your student visa application. These include submitting incomplete documents, providing inaccurate financial information, writing generic SOPs, missing deadlines, and neglecting language proficiency requirements. Being meticulous, planning ahead, and seeking guidance from trusted resources can prevent these pitfalls. Many applicants also benefit from consulting educational consultants or immigration experts, especially for complex cases, but ensure that the advice is legitimate and transparent. In conclusion, obtaining a Canadian student visa is a step-by-step process that requires careful planning, documentation, and attention to detail. Understanding eligibility, preparing accurate documents, demonstrating genuine intent to study, and complying with visa conditions are all critical components of a successful application. By following the steps outlined in this guide, you can navigate the Canadian student visa process confidently, avoid common mistakes, and set the stage for a successful academic journey in Canada. The key is preparation, honesty, and persistence. Remember, studying in Canada opens doors to world-class education, cultural diversity, and future career opportunities, making the effort to secure your student visa worthwhile. With diligence and the right approach, your dream of studying in Canada can become a reality.